Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me this week. So this week I'm going to be talking about Google's Notebook LM again. They've just released a whole plethora of different functionalities, new functionalities. I've talked about creating a blog post, but today I'm going to be talking about creating some of the other reports, the other styles. So if you're interested in coming with me to explore the other new functions, with the lens of looking at the new MYP, the new enhanced MYP for 2027, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I've got my VPN on because I'm in Hong Kong and I don't have direct access. And I put a lot of the MYP IB documents up into a folder, including the descriptions of the new MYP, the enhanced MYP for 2027, and some of the videos actually that were released on the website as well for IB's website. So let's just read the summary first, which I think is important to get the context. These sources collectively provide an extensive overview of the IB's MYP, focusing specifically on curriculum design and unit planning. They explain the core components of an MYP unit, which include the statement of inquiry, approaches to learning skills, content, which is divided into factual, conceptual, and procedural knowledge, and the inquiry cycle, which is inquiry, action, and reflection. A significant document details the ongoing enhancing the MYP beta trial, which aims to update the program by 2027, focusing on making unit planning more flexible and supportive for educators. Furthermore, the texts explore the assessment framework, including both formative and summative assessments, the use of command terms, and then the structure of the MYP assessment for final validation. Okay, so there are some changes coming, but also I find a lot of my partnerships are about unpacking planning units of inquiry and what is a statement of inquiry and how do we craft them and how do we craft really good factual, conceptual, and debatable questions. So I thought, let's have a look at these documents. So I'm going to go over here to reports. And if I press on reports, okay, you can see, so last week I talked about how we could create our own report, briefing document, study guide, blog post. And then we also have strategic brief, best guide, best practice guide, explanatory article, and concept explainer. So last week I explored the blog post and absolutely loved it. Of course, I will be editing the blog post because there's not many anecdotes in it. It doesn't sound like it's my voice. It's been written in my style. So I'll be adding a few of my personal touches and my own writing and then releasing the blog post. But what a great starting point, because at least it's got all of the studies on AI and critical thinking. That was what I was talking about last week. So this week, let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to look at the concept explainer. All right. So that is now generating. And then I also want to, at the same time, I'm not a fan of flashcards, but there's nothing wrong with flashcards because I still believe in the fact that we need to teach knowledge, skills, and understanding. That means that we still need to have some kind of domain knowledge in order to be able to develop other skills such as critical thinking and problem solving skills. So if we need domain knowledge, that means that we do have to memorize some low order facts and skills in order to be able to then draw on those and develop understanding. So let me just press flashcards as well. And I'm just interested to see what it comes up with. And maybe there are some terms, a low level vocabulary terms that I just need flashcards for. For example, if I was learning about what a statement of inquiry was, let's use the flashcard to help me learn, that actual vocabulary word. Okay, so I'm just going to move myself over here, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take. Last week to generate one of the blog reports, it was only 3 minutes, but I don't want to, keep you waiting here for a few minutes. So I'm going to hit the pause button, and then I'm going to come back, let you know how many minutes Google Notebook LM took to generate the report, the concept report, and also the flashcards. So I'll see you in a bit. Oh, that literally took 1 minute, the flashcards. So I'm back. The other report is taking a little while, but let's just explore the flashcards first. So I'm just going to click on the flashcards. Okay, so here we go. What is the primary aim of the International Baccalaureate as stated in its mission statement? All right, and let's just press next. The 3 fundamental concepts that frame the IB's constructivist approach. Oh, I have to scroll down, I think. Oh, it's the last word. It's about inquiry, action, and of course it's reflection. But here I can press to see the answer and explain. Okay, so it explains it over here, which I'm sure it has a link to the actual original document. So let's say I didn't understand that component reflection. And look, here is a beautiful summary with the links to where this is in the documentation so that I can verify. So I think I like this part of the flashcards. It's not about, okay, memorizing, that vocabulary word or the structure, but then helping to understand where it fits in and where to verify this information in the documents. Okay, so let's go here. What is the full release date scheduled? I think it's like 2027. Yeah, okay. And then let's do the explainer. Okay, so I'm going to explain. Did I press it? Oh, it comes down. Oh, it's over here. Okay, I need to just scroll down. I've pressed it a few times now, so it's giving me the answer. Okay, here we go. It's going to be in 2027, and then here is a summary actually of the enhanced. Okay, so let me just go through what's the main focus of the enhancing the MYP beta trial. Okay. It's specific on enhancement around the unit planning. Yes, I find that lots of educators find the unit planning a little bit of a struggle. And I think with the enhancements, it's really about giving educators more freedom actually in the unit plans so that they are more free to design learning experiences that lead to that deep conceptual understanding that underpins the entire MYP framework. Okay, all right, I've had enough, I think, of looking at the flashcards. I'm ever going to use them. I don't know, but it's a nice functionality. Maybe if I wanted to understand something myself, and I want to explore some documents and understand a little bit more about something that I didn't know anything about. Okay, great. So what about the other report? Oh, good. Okay. So the guide is here. All right, so let me move over. This is the report that explains the concepts, right? I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'll just put a link in the comment section below, but I'm just going to read the outline in terms of the heading. So unlock your potential, a guide to approaches to learning in the MYP. So more than just what you learn, introducing the how and the core philosophy behind the IB's approaches to learning skills, okay? So what are the approaches to learning skills? And then, of course, we've got the summary in the next section on the 5 core skills. Yep, communication, collaboration, self-management, research and thinking, which kind of is a through thread all the way from PYP, MYP to DP, CP. How ATL skills power your learning journey. Great. Okay. So this is like the concept report, right? Looking at the main concepts of the MYP framework. And then your role in the approaches to learning journey. Take ownership through reflection, embrace practice and feedback, partner with your teachers. Absolutely. And the conclusion, become a lifelong learner. So let me just read the conclusion out just to see what they say. MYP's focus on approaches to learning is about much more than getting good grades. It's about empowering you with a toolkit that you can carry for the rest of your life. Absolutely. By consciously developing your skills in communication, collaboration, self-management, research, and thinking, you are preparing yourself to be a capable, curious, and compassionate learner. Oh, that's nice alliteration there. Capable, curious, and compassionate learner. Ultimately, the journey helps you become the kind of internationally minded person described in the IB mission statement, an active and compassionate lifelong learner who is ready to tackle any challenge and help create a better and more peaceful world. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to close that so that you can see that menu again. Okay, I've looked at my maps before. I've done a video overview. The report section, there's so many different options there. I've looked at the flashcards. I think we can, a quiz is a quiz, right? So I'm not that interested in looking at quizzes. Okay, so that was me looking at some of the new functions on Notebook LM. In particular, if you click on reports, generate reports, you've got about 8 options at the moment, I think. And we looked at the concept explanation and generated that report. We also generated some flashcards, which, I can see some use of it as long as it's not just only focusing on low-level memorization, but an understanding of a particular concept. In this case, I loved how there was an explainer in the actual flashcards, and then it directed you to the explanation and links to where that information came from in terms of the original document. So we could click on those links, go to the original documents, and verify that information. So Google Notebook LM, you've done such a great job. Thank you. If you've been exploring any of the reports, or if you can think of other ways that you can meaningfully use the flashcards, please feel free to put it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.